now surfaced the other side, and I now have a new zero point or reference point here. That this program now, the 3D cutting program, starts now at this front left hand corner. And the reason I leave such a lot of, or a great amount of material here, is because each time I change a tool, if it didn't have this material here, I wouldn't have anywhere to reference where the Z0 was for the particular tool. It's in the chuck, so that's why I leave a fair bit of material here, so I can reference the Z or Z axis 0 for whatever tool is in here. So okay, we'll start the program running now. Bull nose in, but now I need to lower the motor down in its fixing, so I don't run out of thread on the Z axis. Just support the motor, just ease the clamp a little bit too far down. That'll be perfect. It's as simple as that. If you buy one of these machines, I do recommend getting the pendant. It makes life a lot easier because I can now control the machine with the pendant. Now what I need to do is to re-zero the Z axis. The XY has not altered, so that's fine, that can be left as it is. So, and I normally do it with just a bit of paper, just on a area where I can. too much of it. There you go, much better. That's just about it. So then to zero it, you just, and it's done. So now you can see it resembles one of the horses in a fairground ride. But of course this is the second roughing cut. Now we're going to put the 3mm ball nose tool in, and it'll fetch this up with a greater detail and clarity. Now that's the result of the finishing cut with a 3mm ball nose. It's quite detailed, and I think I'm going to leave it at that. I just need to finish off a little bit of the furry bits by hand. But I do have a problem, however, and it's this knot here. As it's machined down through, it's sort of machined into a rotten area. This is actually rotten and loose. I'm not sure I'm going to even try and repair this area. So I think what I'm going to do is cut this section out back to this ledge here. I'm not really sure yet. I'm going to have to take it off and have a detailed look at it, see what I can get away with. But as I'm sure you can see there, that it's quite a good reproduction of a fairground horse within a frame. So well, I'll take this off and examine it and see how I can finish it. And here we have the finished item. And I did have to trim back the sides one step down from where I'd originally machined it, but I think you'll agree that it's made rather a pleasing end product, and I think any child would appreciate it hanging on their bedroom wall. I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.